Women in Pretoria are gripped by fear following a series of at least 5 brutal murders in recent weeks. The similarities and savagery of these attacks have fueled widespread concern that a serial predator may be targeting women in the region. Between June and July 2025, the charred remains of 3 young women were discovered near Waterloo and Denenboom train station. On the 31st of July 2025, the partially buried body of a 30-year-old woman, reported missing from Sunnyside earlier that month, was found in an open field in Easterus. A suspect was arrested in connection with the murder and appeared in the Pretoria Magistrate Court, where he abandoned his bail application. He faces charges of murdering Loveless Makgabe and obstructing justice. I believe the suspect targeted sex workers, exploiting their reluctance to report assaults due to the criminalization of their profession. In an attempt to hinder identification, he tried to remove Makgabe's teeth, suggesting either rudimentary forensic knowledge or information gleaned online post-crime. It is likely that other victims of sexual assault by this individual have not come forward, fearing exposure of their occupation or damage to personal relationships. However, the suspect is believed to be a serial rapist rather than the serial murderer authorities are looking for. I believe Makgabe resisted the suspect's advances, possibly due to his unkempt appearance and the dilapidated conditions of his residence, which raised doubts about his ability to pay her a demand fee. Sensing the threat of sexual assault, she may have fought back, leading to her tragic death. Now let's turn our focus to the search for the serial killer in Pretoria. The suspect is likely a male, given the pattern of targeting women, which is common among serial killers. The individual may be a local or have intimate knowledge of Pretoria's east side, specifically the Waterloo and Denenboom train station areas, suggesting familiarity with secluded locations, ideal for disposing bodies. Now, in terms of the suspect's modus operandi, the killer's signature involves extreme violence, with the victim's bodies burned post-mortem, indicating an attempt to destroy forensic evidence, obscure victim identities, or derive psychological gratification from the act. The consistent use of burning suggests either a ritualistic element or the suspect has previously served time in prison and is trying to avoid being caught by destroying forensic evidence. The choice of train stations as dumping sites points to a strategic selection of public yet low-traffic areas. Now, in terms of victimology, the victims are young women, potentially vulnerable due to socio-economic factors or routines that bring them to the isolated areas. The lack of confirmed connections between the victims suggests opportunistic targeting, though the killer may exploit specific patterns. For example, women traveling alone or women on the train desperate for employment. The absence of arrests, despite a dedicated task force, suggests a degree of forensic awareness, such as avoiding leaving DNA by using fire to eliminate forensic evidence. The killer may have a history of lesser violent or predatory offenses and previous convictions, escalating to murder over time. The killings may be driven by sexual sadism, rage, or a need for dominance, common in serial predators targeting women. The public disposal of bodies could indicate a desire for attention or to instill fear in the community, a common trait with a narcissistic or thrill-seeking personality. The killer may experience cycles of tension and release, with murders providing short-term gratification. They may blend into society, appearing unremarkable, but harbor deep-seated anger or misogyny. Recent factors such as a job loss, relationship breakdown, porn addiction, or his previous conviction, or a history of trauma could have escalated the killer's behavior.